Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, and I'm back with you again with the first of this week's two reviews. Where are we? We're in Scotland in the UK, and you're looking at Edinburgh International Airport, Echo Golf Papa Hotel. This is the brand new version 2 payware scenery from PYREEGUE Dev Company. The actual version number is 2.0.3 for the PC version of Flight Sim 2020. This has been a long anticipated scenery. Lots of screenshots have been released and people really interesting to see the detail. And I'll tell you right off the bat, this is probably one of the best airports, the most detailed and most fascinating airports out there right now. So I'll stick my head out and say that. Let's look at the bits and pieces. Download is 1.65 gigabytes and it installs at 3.4 gigs. So it's actually not that large and not that small. It's an interesting down install size given the detail that's available, and we'll look at that shortly. Availability, well, it's currently available from the Contrail shop. Give you the base price. So it's €12.99, which equates to roughly $14.16 US or £10.95 UK. Those prices are taken from the euro and they do not include tax or VAT, which must be added and will vary depending on your country of purchase. I should say at the moment this product is currently on sale for €11.17 plus tax. And it's on sale till the 3rd of August, so you've got plenty of time to get this at a discounted price, which I think is a really good move, to be honest. It's a wonderful scenery, I'll say right off the bat. If you have the original version 1 by Orbix, you need to uninstall and remove that completely. I've enabled GSX, as you will see in the Jetway test, and that works fine, although it's you have to be very particular about the stands, because in some stands it works and some it doesn't, depending on your position. You will occasionally encounter problems spawning onto the stands, but parking up shouldn't be too bad providing you get the right one. Anyway, enough of that. Let's look at the list of features. Okay, features. There's a whole host of features here. It's a really quite impressive piece of work. Bespoke terrain elevation and 3D modelling of the Archimedes screw drainage system, which is a quite unique system here that's available at this airport. Latest satellite imagery covering the airport and surrounding areas, including the new taxi bus station south of the terminal. Custom ground polygons with thousands of markings and accurate weathering, 2024 layout. Exquisite night lighting, and trust me, it is exquisite. Dynamic ATC tower lights to celebrate or commemorate a date. ATC/AI traffic integration, which is going to be a big help for those people who fly offline. Airline codes for third-party AI traffic integration. You also have a lot of areas included off-airport, and they include Moxie, Hampton, Doubletree by Hilton, the Hotel Inn hotels, Castle Gager Rig, car rental parking, Armand Road warehouses, East Avenue industrial area, agricultural grain terminal, Edinburgh Convention Centre, Edinburgh Airport Contractors Centre, signature flight support, both north and the south offices, FedEx and Royal Mail cargo facilities, ATC radar complex and others. You also have an animated airlift bus, and that's really impressive. You've got to see that going through the barrier. Air traffic control tower interior, custom static ground service equipment vehicles, dynamic gate doors, and the visual docking guidance system, which needs GSX to function. And there's a GSX Profile by a chap called William Hinshaw that's installed by default as well. An incredible number of features. I'll try to show you as many of them as I can. But having seen that, let's look at a bit of history of this quite amazing airport in Scotland. Okay, some history for you. Edinburgh Airport, Echo Golf Papa Hotel, is an international airport owned in partnership between Vinci SA and Global Infrastructure Partnership, or GIP, and operated by Edinburgh Airport Limited. The airport is located in the Ingliston area of Edinburgh in Scotland in the UK. It was the busiest airport in Scotland in 2019, handling over 14 million passengers, and was also the 6th busiest airport in the United Kingdom by total passenger numbers in 2019. The airport is located 5 miles or 9.3 kilometres west of Edinburgh city centre, just off the M8 and M9 motorways. In the early years, Turnhouse Aerodrome was the northernmost British air defence base in World War I, used by the Royal Flying Corps. This small base opened in 1916 and housed the 603 City of Edinburgh Squadron from 1925, which consisted of de Havilland 9As, Westland Wapitis, Hawker Harts and Hawker Hind light bombers. All the aircraft used the grass airstrip. In 1918 the Royal Air Force was formed and the airfield was named RAF Turnhouse, and the ownership was transferred to the Air Ministry. When the Second World War broke out, RAF Fighter Command took control of the airfield, and a runway of 3,900 feet or 1,189 metres was paved to handle the Supermarine Spitfire. During the Battle of Britain, 3, 65 and 141 squadrons were present at the airbase. When the war ended, the airfield remained under military control. It was officially opened for commercial traffic in May 1947. The first commercial flight to use the airport was a British European Airways or BEA service from London, Northolt, to Shetland, with Edinburgh and Aberdeen being intermediate stops. In 1952 the runway was extended to 6,000 feet to handle the Vampire FB-5's aircraft, operated by the resident 603 Squadron, and an aircraft arresting barrier net was installed to protect traffic on the adjacent A9 road. The net remained in place until the early 1970s. In 1956 a new passenger terminal was built to provide an improved commercial service, and the terminal was extended 5 years later. The British Airports Authority, or BAA, somebody I used to work for actually, took over ownership of the airport on the 1st of April 1971 and remained the owner-operator until 2012, at a time when the original terminal building was running at about 8 times its design capacity. A new terminal was built alongside the runway to cater for additional traffic. The old terminal and hangars were converted into a cargo centre. International services from Edinburgh began in 1962 with direct services to Dublin, but for many years international flights were charter and private only. This started to change during the late 1970s with direct services to continental Europe, principally Amsterdam in 1975. By the mid-1980s, direct routes included Paris, Düsseldorf, Brussels, Frankfurt and Copenhagen, but direct transatlantic flights were not yet possible as Glasgow Prestwick was the only designated gateway in Scotland under the US-UK Bermuda True Agreement. Since the original terminal upgrade in 1977, there have been major reconstructions, including extensions of the 2 passenger terminal aprons, a multi-story car park in 2004, a new 187-foot or 57-metre air traffic control tower. An extension to the terminal, called the South East Pier, opened in September 2006, adding 6 gates on a new pier to the south-east of the original building. With the renegotiation of the US-UK Bermuda True Agreement, transatlantic flights could now operate, and some 38 airlines, including 3 cargo carriers, operate into and out of Edinburgh Airport on a regular basis. So there you are, folks, some history for you. It's gone through a couple of different ownerships, but now it's a thoroughly modern airport with international flights and transatlantic flights, so it's really quite an important place. So let's now have a look at runways. Okay, so runways. It's 9:15 in the evening local time. It's the 22nd of July 2024, and we're having a look at the runways. So Edinburgh Airport operates a single runway, 2406, measuring 8,392 feet or 2,558 metres in length. The runway is made from asphalt and it's fully grooved. The airport lies at an elevation of 136 feet or 42 metres and sits within the GMT UTC standard time zone. Now currently the UK has moved forward 1 hour onto British Summertime or BST, and so Edinburgh Airport also moves ahead and remains on the current UK Standard Time. So the runways themselves, runway 2406, both ends of this runway feature high intensity runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system version 2, centerline lighting, touchdown zone lighting and precision approach path indicators on the left side. So everything is here. You can just see the touchdown zone lighting, the centerline lighting's there. You've got the higher intensity airfield lighting as well, PAPI's on the left, and you've also got the lead-in light approach system, which again is on the charts and is correct. So let's go down and have a look at the other end, runway 06. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 06, the other end, and as you can see everything is exactly the same as runway 24. PAPI's on the left, centre line, touchdown zone, and you've got the lighting here, the approach lighting again as per the chart, so this is all correct. So approaches, both ends of the runway feature instrument landing system and ILS NDB landing system, and they're both certified for category 2 and category 3 low visibility approaches. You also have an NDB localizer DME approach option and an NDB standard approach option. So that's all correct, no problems at all. One of the few airports that has no inaccuracies in terms of nav aids and runway lighting, etc. It's all as per the chart, no complaints at all. One thing to note really, the airport does have strict noise abatement rules, and noise equipment monitoring is in use throughout the airport and the local area. So for you guys who want ultra realism, look at the charts and just make sure you know what you can and can't do. So that was runways. Let's get down to the jetway test. Okay, so jetways. So here we are on stand number 1. This is the PMDG 737-800. I've spawned straight from the menu, and as you can see, the stand, everything looks pretty real here. It's very impressive. So let's just test the jetway. Motion looks good. Jetway itself looks pretty impressive. And over goes the hood. Now it looks reasonably good from here. Let's get a bit closer, have a close look. So that's a pretty good fit. Let's have a look from the other side. And there you can see it also looks pretty good from this side. I think the hood has gone slightly through the aircraft, but this still is a really good fit, certainly seen from here. So let's go inside the jetway and have a look. So here we are inside the jetway, and as you can see, it's a reasonably good fit here. It doesn't look as though it's gone through very much at all here. It fits really well, hardly ever, just the tiniest of gaps at the bottom. Here's the roller, because the jetway door end is actually closed, and here's the aircraft door. And there we are looking at the other side. Once again, the smallest of gaps here, so really not a problem, and the jetway has fits really well. I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, so let's open the jetway door and see how that works. So there you go, the jetway opens, the door opens perfectly okay. It's not infringing the jetway or the hood in any way. That's a really good fit. It's probably the best I've seen so far. Certainly takes the cake, it's really good. And there you can see it really hasn't infringed the hood in any way at all. It's a perfect opening and closing. And bear in mind, we spawned straight from the menu, so this is really good, no complaints at all. So there's a view looking out from the inside of the aircraft, and there you can see the roller shutter is closed. Here's the standing area, and you can see there's ever such a slight gap here, but really not by much. It's a very good jetway connection, no complaints at all. Okay, so let's disconnect the jetway, and this time I want to look closely at the wheels as well. So the hood springs back, and there you can see the wheels are moving correctly and back in the right position. All in all, that's a really good jetway connection. That's probably the best I've seen in a scenery so far. So there we go, that's the Jetway test for you. Really, really good Jetway connection. Looks visually very good as well. The movement is really good. The animation is very impressive actually. So that was that. Let's get down to the scenery itself. Lots of things to discover about this. And anyway, let's get down to it and have a good look at it. Okay, so here we are. We're going to start the main tour. We're going to start from the southwest end. This is runway 06 threshold that we looked at a moment ago in the runways. We're going to tour airside first and have a good look around. I'm just going to do a quick tour and then I will look closely at the stands and all the details for you to see. Then we will look at landside. There is so much for you to see here. And some of the off-airport stuff I will leave you to examine yourself. But trust me, there's so much to look at. So here we go then. So there you've got the solar farm below us. And as you can see, the ground markings, taxiway markings are so detailed, they're excellent. And here you've got this area which I believe is ripe for more work. We'll look closely at the taxiways later. So here's the fire training ground, and there you can see a typical fire engine from Edinburgh Airport. And you just look at the detail, it's stunning, tons of it. Everything's been done, nothing left to chance. Barriers, everything is 3D and fully weathered. It's very impressive. And here we are touring stands 1 to 5. There's my aircraft parked on stand 1. And the detail is just incredible. And there you can see just some of the details incredible there. You've got ground markings all properly done, even the taxiway crossings are done. It's beautiful. It's probably, even at this point, it's worth saying it's one of the best I've seen. So we continue the airside tour, and as you can see, there's not much in the way of stuttering at all. It's pretty fluid, given the amount of detail you're looking at. It's really fluid. There you can see part of the drainage system. And here's the old runway, which is no longer in use. As you can see, X's are marked on there. So here's the rest of the terminal airside. And you can see you've got a couple of stands there with jetways and some stands that don't have them. But loads of ground service equipment, all of it as per the vehicles that you would get here. It really is stunning. Airside is just amazing here. And as you can see, various outbuildings, hangars and things for you to look at as well. And lots of parking space here. So helicopters, big jets, anything that can land on the 8,000 foot runway can be parked here. And here you can see additional stands. Again, we've got the same level of detail, beautiful tarmac. And the airside roads all properly marked out, and the stands. Stunning, really is. So this is the old runway, now used as a taxiway, and as you can see, various areas there you shouldn't be able to park on. Vehicles crossing this as well, no problem. I haven't seen any vehicles entering the runway yet. So there's the FedEx Cargo Centre. Again, the detail really is amazing, and I'm just surprised at just how fluid the motion is. And in terms of high levels of detail, I had to show you this. I mean, look. This is great. It really is something special. And more buildings and bits and pieces here on the northeast side of on the north apron, actually. Everything right down to the little orange guardrails at the bottom of the stanchions, the light stanchions. There's another fire training ground there. You've got some old containers and even some burnt out cars there that they practice on. So let's have a quick look at some taxiway signage. I mean, there you go, there's taxiway Alpha and Papa. It all looks really good, and again they're mounted in proper concrete plinths. You have blue airfield edge lights there. You can see drainage covers as well. I mean, there really is no detail spared here. So here are looking at the threshold of runway 24. You've got the correct warning signs either side of the runway entrance point, and you've got wigwags, or runway guard lights as they call them here. Very, very nice to see how good they look at night time. We also have green centerline lights here too. So let's go and look at the stands close up. So first of all, here's the view from inside the cockpit during the daytime. Here's the VDGS system, which works, it's fully supported. And inside the terminal there, look, you can see people moving around. And this all looks so real. It's very, very impressive. So here's the view out of the captain's side, and as you can see, they've got the doors here, the guardrails, weathered jetway, everything parked in the right area. It looks really good. And looking out through the first officer's window, the view is just as realistic. Really is impressive. So a couple of close-up shots of the stand. Here you've got GSX equipment, but all parked properly in the correct area, and the tug. So all of this has been really nicely done. The GSX Profile has been properly configured for this airport. And in terms of detail, I mean, look at these signs. And we look close up, look, and the signs are still ultimately clear. Beautifully done. And you've even got CCTV cameras there, look. Nothing has been forgotten. It's so impressive. So here you've got a walkway where the passengers would come out onto the tarmac and board an aircraft where there's no jetway. Well, as you can see from this shot, I mean, everything you need is just stunning, really. It really is amazing. So there's the BDGS system, as you can see, correct airport, and we're at gate 1. Down here you've got the emergency stop buttons for shutting off the fuel supply in case there's a fire. And here we are looking inside here. You've got some really well, every passenger's animated, and they actually look really impressive. Let's pop in very quickly. So here's the view inside Airside here. And as you can see, these passenger models are high quality. They're not just sort of stick insects, as it were. They're really good quality models. And the animation is really good too. And here we are looking at another departure board right up closely, and look, just no problem with reading it at all. It's all really clear. So let's have a quick look inside the terminal. I mean, this is one of the most detailed interiors I've seen. Okay, it's fairly simple, but it's done to a very high standard. So a little look down this corridor. As you can see, the signage, everything is really clear. And just out through the windows there, you can see the bus, the white Airlink bus. And we need to look at that closely because there's a couple of things there that you need to see. But here you can see Landside here, All of this looks pretty impressive. And here you've got 008 Smiths, and again it's very, very high resolution, so it looks real. It looks like you could almost go in there. Very, very good indeed. So just a close-up look at the aircraft stands here on this side. As you can see, you've got 2 and 2 alpha, 3 and 3 alpha. In order to get the jetways working, because you can only have one working at one stand, the alpha gates will probably be the better ones to try to get the jetways to work. So a quick look down the airside road here, and again you can see the attention to detail is incredible. Just so much to see that's been included, and again you can see the motion is really good. No real frame rate hits at all. I mean, how he's done this, I've no idea. But there's the baggage system there. Oh, it just looks really amazing. It's very, very nice indeed. So we'll have a look into this building. This is the airside part of the other terminal. And once again, the same attention to detail, all animated people, no statics. It's very impressive, it really is. And there you can see people eating, both here and in the other bar on the other side there. And a nice view out through the windows. And once again we've got these areas here, the additional stands on the northeast side. And yeah, you know, here's the airside road, looks brilliant. More terminal interiors here. It's really excellent. We have a little look down here. There you've got the travelator to the right, and here you've got various desks and images and hoardings on the right hand side. I mean, this looks pretty real. There's even scuff marks on the carpet there. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so we're landside now. Let's follow the bus in. And you know, I like this fact that the wheels turn on the bus and you can see inside as well. I don't think there are many passengers, but you can see inside. And I like the fact that it stops at junctions. Well, this gives us a good excuse to have a look at Landside now. And here you can see, again, no expense has been spared. The detail is incredible. There you can see Landside into the terminal. Now, if I'm correct, this happens. You watch this. Barrier raises, bus goes through. Bus goes right up to the barrier. Barrier raises. Look at that. This is a first. I've not seen this in the scenery at all before. Barrier comes down. Stunning. So here's Landside of the airport main terminal itself, and just look at the detail. British police cars down there too, and once again we've got the bus parking up at the right area. Pretty incredible. As you can see, the detail is just it's unbelievable, really. So here's the tram station. There's the lounge and the booking office. And there's the tram itself. I'm not sure if this is animated. I'll give it a little bit of a while here and see whether it does indeed go. But as you can see, no expense has been spared here. Everything right down to the detail on the tram is incredible. It really is. So I can't see anything in the features list to say that the tram is animated, but you know, it's fully detailed. Everything is incredible. It really is. Got the tram lines there, and the detail is just amazing. So just a slightly different shot there from Landside, showing you the tram station. You've got the car parks multi-storey on the left, and again all these vehicles all properly parked in their slots, nothing out of the ordinary. Every barrier, every little post, everything that's done right down to the finest detail. British police vehicle, and that's nice. You've even got a guy loading baggage into the bus and a couple of people waiting there. Okay, so there was an overview, airside and landside, and inside some of the terminals, just showing the quality here. Let's drop the lighting down, which is where the airport probably really excels. Okay, 25 to 10 or 9:35 PM. Lights came on about 5 minutes ago, and here you can see the subtle lighting from above. I mean, it does look wonderful, doesn't it? The car parks are nicely lit, correctly lit. Various effects on the buildings. The control tower looks wonderful. We'll have a look at that. Hotel here. It looks really good. And there we are looking out towards the threshold of runway 24, which is here. Here's the cargo centre. And as you can see, taxiway lighting is of a really good order. Blue centerline lights are excellent. Not going to have any trouble finding your way around here. And there we are looking towards the east apron. Also known as a GA apron, and again the appropriate lighting on the ramp. And as you look at the vehicles, you can see they follow the roads. Nothing is spuriously done. It all works really. Anything that's motioned or animated works really well from what I can see. So a slow run out to the runway area here. Let's have a look at some of the signage here at night time, in the dusk time. As you can see, lighting is great. No complaints at all. And here we are, the cargo centre. All the appropriate lighting. It really does look good here. I just love it. It's unbelievable, really is. So heading up to the runway 24 threshold. I mean, the ground lighting's excellent, it really is. And here as we come to the entry point to the runway. There you can see the working wig wabs, and what I like as well is you even get the glow on the grass. This is the fine detail that you're looking for in a scenery. Okay, so let's have a quick tour of the airside stands. Okay, all the lighting is coming from the correct source. And once again, it's beautiful here at dusk. Edinburgh sign there. Here you've got the other stands here on the main apron. And again, you can see lighting inside the terminal as well. It really does look nice. Here's my aircraft parked on stand 1. So let's have a look at this amazing control tower. It looks great from the outside. And there you can see we've got internal development. It's fully developed inside. Let's pop in. And there we are, animated people, all of the screens all fully developed. Lighting is quite excellent as well. And you've got a nice view out over the airport there that looks pretty realistic. And once again, here we are, a quick view from the flight deck at dusk. And you can see the effect of the lighting. It's really, really nice. You know, everything's set up here. VDGS system is good. You can see the lights inside the terminal. And there is a really picturesque view looking out off the first officer's window. So a close-up view of the stand where I'm parked. Here you can see Alpha Flight Services, one of the vehicles. I mean, look at the detail on it. Everything, even the side lights. Beautifully done and modelled. And again, close up on the stand. All looks really impressive. And nothing has been left to chance. Everything has been done in fully modelled and 3D detail. You can understand why this took so long and we had such a long time to wait for it. It's just incredible. And here comes our bus. As you can see at dusk, in the darkness, it's lit. Even the headlights work. And of course, you've got the signage, digital signage on the front and the back that works also. I love these barriers and the way these all work. This is a first for me. I've not seen this in a scenery anywhere else. Stunning. Just stunning. So even the parked buses have got lights on. There's a police vehicle down there with flashing lights. It really is amazing. The detail blows me away. You can't fail to like this place. I mean, this is what Flight Sim 2020 gives you the ability to do when you've got a developer who knows what he's doing. Look at the detail on that bus, right down to the wheel hubs. So a quick whiz across the Landside car park. I thought we'd look at one of the hotels before we go to night time. There is so much to see here. It would take a couple of hours worth of video to show you everything. So then we've got two hotels, the Hampton and the Moog, and they're mentioned in the comments as well. They're mentioned in the features. And look at that, you've even got the zebra crossing lights flashing. So here's the hotel itself, beautifully modelled. Again, high definition parallaxing makes this really believable. Looks fantastic. And again, if we go up close here you can see how well detailed and how stunning the parallaxing is done. This is what can be achieved when it's done really well. We're up close and it still looks real. So here's the Hampton by Hilton, the other one across the road there, and again you've got the same attention to detail. So car rental below us. Let's go to the other side past the Hampton. Just going up the road here towards the control tower. There you've got the Spitfire on the left, beautifully modelled. Edinburgh Airport sign. Again, looking to the left you can see the Airlink bus coming in. We've got this beautiful control tower building on the right. And road signs. Just great. There's my aircraft, Airside. So that was dusk. Let's take it down to night time now and have a look at the lighting at night time. Okay, 11 at night, and here you can see the daylight is pretty much gone now. Beautiful shot of the moon there in the distance. And once again, the airside ramp is more than adequately lit for you to find your way around. The green centerline lights really help as well. In fact, all of the ground lighting, taxiway lighting, blue edge lights, they're all very prominent, but they work. They're not too bright, they work just as they should. Again, you've got this beautiful glow on the control tower, and you have the contrast where you've got LED lighting here on the airside stands, and you've got slightly darker tungsten lighting here landside. And there's runway 06 threshold down there, and here we've got the fuel farm and other bits and pieces here too. So a couple of shots giving you the overview of some of the stands airside here. It really does look impressive. So there are the other stands around the corner. Again, you can see inside, see the Edinburgh sign. Again, no Asobo glows floating around anywhere that I can see. Even landside by the hotels, I expected to see some, but there weren't any. Brilliant. So here we are by the tram centre station, and once again I'm kind of fixated by this bus. I love it. Notice the front wheels turn, which is really impressive. The bus is beautifully lit. Headlights work. There are the animations. It's amazing. It's great. There he goes. And the barrier will go down and that will come up again. There goes our bus. There's the tram station. Here's a quick shot of the multi-storey car park. You've got the Edinburgh sign, and notice this sign changes here as well. See, they've even got the animated sign changes. There is so much to this scenery. You know what? It's a steal. It's fantastic. So that was night time. Just before we go, I'll give you a quick shot inside the cockpit. Brilliant. No complaints at all. It's really impressive, and you can still see the people moving there. I love this. Okay, so that was night time. Let's bring the dawn up, and if I'm in the right position we should be able to see the glow from the sun behind me. So let's bring up the dawn. So 5:20 in the morning, and with as you can see, the dawn has come up, the sun behind us, and you've got the beautiful red glow on the airport structures. It really does look nice. Ground lighting is still active, but most of the lights went out about sort of 4, 5, 6 minutes ago. There's the cargo centre, the sun coming up in the east, and there you've got vehicles crossing the old runway. Like I said, no vehicles going down the runway. Brilliant. I haven't changed anything about my vehicles from some of the other sceneries I've reviewed. All of this is correctly done by the developer. And there you've got the additional stands, often called the GA apron, and you've got the mountains in the distance. And for the sharp-eyed among you, there to the top right here you can see the bridge. The bridge is going across the Firth of Forth. You've got the two bridges. This is the old one, and this is the new suspension bridge that was built some years ago. Okay, 6:20 AM and time to wrap up this review and give you my thoughts. Do I like it? Yeah, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Okay, it's not a huge airport, but it is a major one in terms of the UK and Scotland. I'll put my head in my mouth and I'll turn around and say this is the best developed scenery I have seen so far in the 3 years that I've been flying Flight Sim 2020 and reviewing sceneries. This airport has got everything. I think I've got maybe one small criticism. The only thing I could find, I mean, you've got animated people everywhere, which is great, but the only people I could see landside were the two guys and the stood at the bus stop where the bus was being loaded. Landside around the terminals, plenty of vehicles, plenty of clutter, but no people or families maybe getting out of the taxi and going into the terminal. That said, that's really is a minor criticism. There's so much else here for you to enjoy. From the pilot's point of view, everything you've got here, or everything that's in the scenery, you have everything you need. Taxiways, lighting both day and night. The stands are well equipped. You're going to need to be careful where you park, especially if you're going to spawn onto a parking spot from the main menu. As you can see, parking spot 1 works perfectly okay. I've got the 737 there, and you can put the Airbus there, that's fine. In terms of spawning, but you're just going to have to be careful with the other stands, because if you try to spawn on them, sometimes with GSX, if you've got GSX, you'll find the jetways don't seem to work. But that's all perfectly okay. I mean, you can sort that out, that's not a problem. If you land here, and providing you park correctly, you're not going to have any issues. But what I haven't shown you is the automatic doors where the passengers come out of when you've got GSX getting onto the aircraft. You've got animated doors. BDGS system works if you have the appropriate plug-in, and as you've seen, the amount of detail. I love the bus and the way the barriers go up and down, and the stoppers in the roadway go up and down. That is an animation I've not seen before. It would have been nice probably to animate the train, the tram. Maybe that's something they might look at, but you know, you can't complain. The amount of detail is incredible. Nothing has been left to chance. For pilots among you, everything you need here is great. You're going to be able to park up, taxi, and you're going to have a really enjoyable time looking around as you go. For those of you who want to explore, Landside is a mine of stuff to look at. There are 2 hotels. There are so much other places as well off the airport that I haven't even gone into. I will leave you to discover those because there really isn't time. This is going to be a long review anyway, but I don't want to try and make it too long. But no, this is the best airport I've seen for Flight Sim 2020 to date. I've stuck my neck out and said it. I'd like to thank the chap at PYREEGUE Dev Co for sending me a copy. He sent me a copy of this so that I could review it, and I'd like to thank him for bearing with me with the discussions about GSX issues that I started with when I went with this review this morning. Most of those essentially have been sorted out, and as you've seen during the Jetway test, the GSX thing does work. Can't wait to park on an off stand where they don't have a jetway and you get the passengers coming out through the open automatic doors. But I'm stunned by the level of detail, the fluidness of the scenery, and at the end of the day, the price is a steal. Even if it's going to be €12.99 plus tax, that's going to be a steal. At the moment it's on offer, $11.17 plus tax. It's just incredible. Go and get it. Even if you don't fly into Edinburgh, if you want to showcase the best scenery out there, this is it. So, there you are, Edinburgh International Airport in Scotland, Echo Golf Papa Hotel. This is the new version 2. We're actually looking at version 2.0.3 for the PC version of Flight Sim 2020. I'm told it will come out in the marketplace, so Xbox users will be able to use that too. The download is 1.65 gigs and installs at 3.4 gig. Available currently only from the Contrail shop. The base price €12.99, which equates to roughly $14.16 US or £10.95 UK. The above prices are estimates taken from the euro, and they do not include tax or VAT, which of course could vary depending on your purchase. Go and get it now because it's on sale for €11.17 plus tax until the 3rd of August. And it really is a steal at this price. It's an absolutely incredible piece of work. And again, thank you to the developer for sending me a copy. As ever, I make this statement as this disclaimer. I have not been influenced at all by the developer. The opinions you see are mine and mine alone, and I stand by them. And I pretty much guarantee that you guys will feel the same as well when you look at this. What an incredible piece of work. I'm going to be flying in here quite a lot. So there you are. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the review. I hope you've managed to stay with me. So much to see and so much I had to show you. I apologise. Well, I make no apologies for the length of the review. There really is so much to cover for you to be able to see whether you wanted it or not, especially those that have version 1, which I do. I have version 1 purchased through Orbix. And so you might be wondering, is it worth upgrading? Well, yeah, I'm afraid it is. It's absolutely incredible. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. I hope it's helped you. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video where we'll be looking at the Maldives scenery by the Flight Sim Development Group. And I'll be looking at the big bundle. So we'll look at the airport, and then afterwards we will take some screenies around the North and South Atoll, which is also included in that bundle. So thank you very much, folks. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, wrapping up another review. Safe flying, enjoy yourselves. I'm still learning the 777, and what a wonderful aircraft that is. So take care, I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye bye.